So, Philip Defranco has just put up a new video, and while I enjoy his content, one story in particular I find his commentary is pretty lacking, and I'd like to just provide a little bit of a critique, maybe from a different perspective. So, in his first story, he tells us that Kylie Jenner from the infamous Kardashian clan is on track to become a billionaire, and he lays out the facts of how she specifically built her empire and came into that amount of wealth. But the interesting part of this discussion is when he starts talking about the way that people perceive wealth and perceive success. So let's hear what he has to say.
And right now, it appears she is on track to hit a net worth of $1 billion when she turns 21, which would break the record by 2 years, because the record currently belongs to Mark Zuckerberg, who became a billionaire by the age of 23. Now, as you'd expect, there were some big reactions to this news. Some cheering on this news, saying it's impressive, it's inspiring. We also saw others saying this is kind of disgusting, that this is where we are. Someone would think, you can nitpick and say, oh, she's not really self-made. Her sister got famous because of the sex tape and they had the reality show and there was all this fame and opportunity. Yes, but there are a lot of people who have had opportunities, who have had privileged positions that do not have a net worth of $900 million going on $1 billion. And we can all say what we want about the Kardashians and the Jenners not actually being talented, but staying this relevant and turning that into something so immensely profitable, I believe, is a talent in itself.
So this part of the video I don't really have any problem with. I don't begrudge any of Kylie Jenner's success. I actually think her ability to get as far as she has indicates that she has a much better sense for marketing and business than most people give her credit for.
Made versus not. I mean, you can argue that into the ground and with the, the kind of the Obama argument. And if you're not familiar to that, I'll link to it down below, but it's a general mindset of no one ever did it on their own. Along the way, a fantastic teacher helped you, that every day you go to work, you're driving on roads and bridges that you didn't make, that the internet is a thing that exists, that the American system, for those that live in America, that has helped enable you, right? You also hired people, you have employees that are rocking it out for you in their different departments. And while I understand and respect that general idea, I think that the then attacking of someone because they are being described as self-made, all that does is it showcases really the villainization of success that we see in our world.
So here's where I think I disagree with Phil. I think he has internalized his own success to such a degree that he can't actually see where some of the critique is coming from. The villainization of Kylie Jenner here really is just a proxy for the villainization of a system that can simultaneously propel her to insane wealth while 500,000 people in this country are homeless. Her wealth, $1 billion, could house every homeless person in America for a month. Think about what that means. She is one person, and she has accumulated so much wealth that she could essentially house every single homeless person for a month. And what does she do? Sell clothes on the internet?
For me, when I took my dislike and my hatred for people who had money and who had success and turned it into something that I aspired to become. That if someone I viewed as having lesser skill or value is able to accomplish so much, if I make the right moves and I get lucky in the same ways, then maybe I could have a big positive.
But it's not really about those people, Phil. It's not about the people who you view as having lesser skill or value who come into success. It's about the people that don't. It's a question of how you justify the world to yourself when good people fail. I know you mentioned luck as a factor, but when millions of hardworking people can't make ends meet, and when people working 100 hours or more can barely put food on the table or to keep the lights on, how can you not look at the glitz and glamour of extravagant wealth and not see a broken system?